Hi all, this is Chetan from Cambridge. Welcome to the video blog for AWS. In this video, we are going to see how to set up an AWS VPN connection. As you know, AWS provides an option to us where we can set up a private network connectivity between on-premises data center to AWS VPC. And for doing this, there are a couple of options. One is VPN connection and other is direct connect. So here we'll see how to do that using an VPN connection. To just give a background, a VPN connection can be established between using AWS Virtual Private Gateway at the AWS end, and there should be a router at the customer end, which is called customer gateway, which could be a physical device like a Juniper or a Cisco, or you can also have a software-based VPN connection. VPN flows over the internet and it is secured by using the IPsec protocol. So we want to do something like this, but as you know, we have access to AWS, but we don't probably have access to an customer network. So we need to simulate this, and for this we will be setting up a software-based VPN connection. How it would look like this, where we will use other end of other VPC in another AWS region, which simulate the customer data center network, and then from AWS VPC we will create an virtual private gateway, and on customer side network we will create one EC2 machine, and on which we will install an OpenSWAN software based VPN so that we can create this VPN connectivity. So steps for setting this VPN connection would be, we'll be creating these two VPCs, and we'll be creating an EC2 instance in public subnet in both these VPCs. On AWS side, we will create a virtual private gateway, and on the customer side, we will install an OpenSWAN software, and then we will see how to create VPN tunnels between these two entities. So I have highlighted the steps that we'll be following. We'll be creating one VPC in say Mumbai region, and another VPC which acts as a customer end in North Virginia region. We'll launch an EC2 instances in each of these VPC, and then in VPC B we will install an OpenSWAN software. Then in VPC A we will create a virtual private gateway and a customer gateway, and then we'll create a VPC tunnels. Once we create a VPC tunnel on AWS side, we need to export its configuration, and we have to import that in OpenSWAN so that these two ends can communicate securely. Once this is done, we will test our connectivity. So there are both the options. We can either log into this EC2 instance and try to ping to this EC2 instance using a private IP, or the other way around. From here we can ping this EC2 instance over its private IP. Okay, so let's do our exercise. So there is one document which I have created and I will be sharing with you guys, which has all the steps that I would be following. So the same diagram that you just saw, and these are the steps. So the first step, if you see, is to create two VPCs into different AWS regions. So let's do that. If you see, I am in Mumbai region, and I need to create one VPC with one public subnet, and then launch one EC2 instance here. So let me create a VPC. Okay, I'll name it a VPC A, and I will give CIDR block as 10.100.00/16 and create it. Next, I will create an internet gateway, VPC A IGW, and as soon as I create it, I would have to attach it to the VPC so that I can have a public subnet in this VPC. Next, I will go and create a public subnet in this VPC. So I'll say create subnet VPC A public subnet. I will select this VPC availability zone. I can choose any, and then the CIDR for this VPC I will choose 10.100.0.0.24. As I create the subnet, I would also create a route table and associate with that subnet that we created. I will give name as VPC-A public route table, and then I will add a route to allow the traffic to go to internet 000/0 internet gateway. Okay, and the final step, I would associate this with the subnet that I created. If you are not clear what I am doing, just watch my previous video blogs where we create a public subnet and a private subnet. Okay, so my VPC A has been set up. If you see this diagram, I have done all these things except launching an EC2 machine. So we will do that later after we create an VPC B. So now let's go to North Virginia region and create an VPC B. So again, I am in North Virginia region, so I need to just follow the same steps I just did for Mumbai region, but this time the VPC name will be VPC B and the CIDR block will be different, 10.200.0.0.16. I create this, and now similar step, I go to internet gateway, create an internet gateway with the name VPC B IGW. I need to attach this internet gateway to VPC-B, so I'm attaching that. Now let's go to the subnets and create a public subnet. Name I will give public subnet. We'll select VPC-B. I don't have any preference, and then the CIDR block will be 10.200.0.0.24. The next thing I need to do is create again a route table for this subnet. So I'll say VPC-B public route table. I will select my VPC. Once the route table is created, I will add route. I will say add the route for internet, that is 0000/0, and route it through internet gateway. And the last step is associate this route table with the subnet. Okay, so I have set up the network for VPC-A and VPC-B as shown in this diagram. Next, I will be launching these two EC2 machines in both the public subnet. One thing is like if you see the traffic that we want to allow for these EC2 instances, we'll be we'll be doing an SSH to this EC2 instance from say this laptop or my workstation. But otherwise all the traffic between these two EC2 machines we will keep it open, considering we are connecting to site VPN and we want to allow all the traffic. Also we want to allow the ping which works on ICMP protocol. So while setting up the security group for these two EC2 instances, we will allow traffic from this network and this network to each other. Okay, so let's do that. I am in EC2 console for Mumbai region. I had this previous instance of EC2 which you can ignore. So I'll just launch another EC2 machine, T2 micro. I will select my VPC. I will select this subnet. Note that I want to have a public IP to this EC2 instance if I need to say SSH. And then I will add storage tags. I would name it EC2A instance. Now security group, I would say it's VPC-A security group, and port 22 for say my IP, and I want to add more rules, say all TCP for the other end of the VPN connection, that is 10.200.0.0.16. Similarly, I want to add a rule for ping for the same CIDR range. so that the traffic from other end of the VPN can come to VPC A. Okay, I create this security group and launch the EC2 instance. I select my key pair. Okay, so this EC2 instance will be launched. Now let's do the same thing in another VPC. I launch another EC2 instance in which simulates the customer end of the VPN connection. And here also I select this VPC subnet and I say enable public IP. And for the tags, I would say EC2B. Security group, I will create a new security group for say VPC2B, and here I want to add SSH for my IP and the rules all ICMP for the other end of the VPN, that is 10.100.0.0.16, as well as I want to allow all TCP traffic. So the same thing that we did on the other end. And I will select my SSH key pair and will launch this EC2 instance as well. Okay, now if you go back to this document, we have created the network and we have created two EC2 instances at both the end. If EC2B works as a say a NAT, afterwards you can also disable the source destination check on the EC2B instance. So you can just go here and say networking and disable source and destination check. Okay, and we have already set up rest of the things. Now what we want to do, we want to configure EC2B instance and we want to install some of the softwares, which is OpenSWAN. So let's do that. Let's log into EC2B and install an OpenSWAN. So let me get set public IP. Okay, I open the putty for connection and I will load my SSH keys and I will open the connection. I will log in as EC2 user. Once I log in, I'll just change myself to sudo root and then I will install OpenSWAN software. Okay, I installed OpenSWAN, and if you see the next steps here, we need to do some settings. The first, in etc ipsec.conf, we need to make sure all .conf from ipsec.d directories are included. So let's do that. I will do this. Sorry. And I will see there is an include IPsec. It's already uncommented. I want the same thing. Okay, so we already did this. Now the next we want to enable the system CTL conf file so that this particular OpenSWAN machine can act as a router. So we'll just vi sysctl.conf, and in this we need to add a couple of entries. So what I'll do is just go here in this document and pick these 3 entries and just paste it here. Okay, I'll just make it proper. Okay, ipsec.conf has been set up and we just need to restart the networking service here. Okay, this has been done. So on EC2B side, the other end of the VPN, we installed OpenSWAN software and we just did some basic settings. Now on this side, we already have this EC2 instance. What we want to do is create a virtual private gateway, customer gateway, and create an VPN tunnels between them. For creating a customer gateway this side, we need a public IP address on the other side, which is of this EC2 instance. So we need to grab that public IP as well. So EC2B, we would require this public IP later on. So let's go back to first VPC, and let's go to virtual private gateway, and let's create a new virtual private gateway, and let's call it VPC-A, VPC-B, virtual private gateway. Rest of the things default, and we'll create this. As you create this, you have to attach it to the VPC. We'll attaching it VPC-A. That will take some time. By that time, let's go and create a customer gateway. So we'll create a customer gateway. This is a customer gateway for VPC-B. So let's call it customer gateway on VPC-B. We want a static route, and we need to give public IP address of the EC2 instance on the customer side, which is this. So let's create a customer gateway which is available. Let's see if we have the virtual private gateway. Yes, it is also available. Now once we have these two things, let's create a tunnel between these two. So let's go to site VPN connection and create a VPN connection. Let's call it VPC-A, VPC-B VPN connection. We'll select virtual private gateway which we created and the customer gateway that we created. Routing, we want a static routing, but we can also have a border gateway protocol based, like BGP based routing, which we are not doing right now. And here we need to give the CIDR block on the other side of the network, that is 10.200.0.0.16. Okay, rest of the things we are keeping it as default, and we'll just say create a VPN connection. Okay, so it will take some time for this connection to be available. By that time, what we need to do is we need to update our route table for this EC2 instance or this subnet, saying like use an VPN connection if the traffic has to flow to this particular network. And here it is done in different way, where you have to go to your route tables and you have to enable the route propagations. So just go here to the route table, route propagation, and just say yes and save it. Okay, if you do this, you don't need to add manually the routes here. Once the tunnel is up, you will see that there is already a route for 10.200.0.0 which is routed through this virtual private gateways. Okay, that said, we are almost done with the configuration on AWS side. One last thing that we need is, once we have these tunnels up, we need to export configuration from the AWS side of the VPN. So let's go to VPN connections again, and let's see if our VPN is available. It's not yet. Let's wait for a couple of seconds for this. Okay, as you can see, VPN tunnel is available. So let's go to the tunnel details, and you'll see there are two tunnels. So AWS always create two tunnels for high availability, and at a time one tunnel will be up. Right now both are down because we haven't yet configured the other end of the VPN. So for configuring that, what we need is details, tunnel details from here, which we can download and then export, import it on the other side. So as we are having a software based VPN, we'll just download the configurations which are generic. So let's download that. It's still taking some time. Okay, so from here you should select generic and you should download the VPN configurations. It will download as a text file which you can store locally on a somewhere. Just save it. Okay, now if you open this file, you will see a lot of things here. It has all the details about the tunnel configurations and the public IP addresses and the CIDRs. So what we are interested in tunnel 1 configurations, because we will be setting up just one tunnel as of now. So if you see, we need this pre-shared key, which is kind of password between these two entities, so that when they exchange information, it can be protected. And then we have some details here, which is like what's an other end of the IP address, what's the AWS side public IP address that we'll need. And if you are setting the BGP based routing, then you would also require more IP addresses for internal IPs. Okay, so we have these details, keep it handy. And if you see this also document, what we need to now do is we need to export this, and on the other side of the VPN we need to set up a few files. So let's log into VPCB again and create a file with AWS VPN .conf. So let's go here and create this file. Okay, let me re-log in. Okay, I'll just change myself to root, and then I will say vi ipsec.d AWS VPN.conf, and we need to just paste the content as it is, and we will just change few things there. So just insert the text we just copied, and here we need to take care of few things. Here we need to change this left ID as the customer end of the VPN public IP, which means this EC2 instance public IP, which you can also get it from this VPN configuration file. So this is a public IP of the customer end, which is this EC2 instance itself actually. And then on the right side we need to have other end of the VPN, which is AWS side of the public IP, which is this. And similarly we need to give the subnet or a network CIDR from both the side. So left we know, like on customer side we created VPC with CIDR 10.200.0.0.16, and on AWS side we created VPC with 10.100.0.0/16. That's it. You just save it. Also similarly we need to create a authentication file with same name .secrets. So I'm creating a file etc ipsec.d aws-vpn.secrets. So I'll just do that. And here I need to give the pre-shared key, but there is a format to this. We need to create this file in this format. So let me just replace all the things. So customer public IP, again I can take it from the downloaded configurations, which is this, and space, give the AWS side VP public IP of the tunnel, which is this, then colon, then PSK, and in double quotes you can just put the pre-shared key which is available in this downloaded file here under tunnel 1 details, key information. Okay, you just go and paste this. Make sure you are using right double quotes, don't copy and paste from the document. Okay, just save it. Okay, so if you are done till this part, probably we are good. Just do a couple of more settings. chk config ipsec on, so that when EC2 instance is turned on, automatically ipsec tunnel starts. And finally we need to start the service, which we can do with service ipsec start. Okay, you can also check its status by service ipsec status. and it shows that it is running. So if everything is perfect the way I just showed on AWS side, let's go and check what is the status of the tunnels. If you go here, you say one tunnel is up. That means our VPN connection has been set up successfully. But just as a last check, let's do one thing. Let's check from this EC2B instance, because we configured OpenSWAN on the AWS side of the VPN. Can we ping this EC2A machine over a private IP address? So let's take a private IP address of EC2A machine. Not this one, this one. So this is my private IP, and we are already logged into EC2B machine, and just check if we can ping. And if you see that we are able to talk to EC2A machine over a private IP address, that means our VPN connection is working perfectly. So if you could achieve this, you have successfully set up an VPN tunnel, and you can just enable the same thing in actual world as well. One last thing I wanted to show you is I had show you that I had told, like on AWS side of the route table there is a route propagation. So just check if it happened. So let's go back to VPC and our public route table. Let's go to the route and check if it all automatically added the routes for the other end of the VPN. And if you see, this entry is automatically added because we had enabled the route propagation here. So once the tunnel is up, it automatically updates the route table. This is required when many times on the other end, if you are working on the BGP side, other end routes change, there are more routes or more networks available, then you don't need to modify this side of the VPN connection. Okay, so if you could do this, congratulations and happy AWS. Thank you for watching.